So one of the things that can happen when you trade with a decent amount of money is that when the trade goes against you, it could change on you very quickly. I don't just love sharing my green days. I think part of trading is to also show the red ones, which is exactly what I do in front of my LPP team every morning. They get to see all of my good and all of my bad. I took a trade this morning, and as you guys saw during my earlier video today, I was in the green. And I was in the green a few $1,000s, but when I trade with a lot of money, it could quickly change on you. And this is what happened. So you guys can see $7,900 is what I lost with Tesla. It's going back and forth between 7,900 and 8,500. A lot of consolidation going on right now. The biggest thing is this overall reversal. My last trade, I was already in the green. My last trade I took, Tesla was selling off. I was making money. Great. I entered very aggressively when it broke below the EMA line, thinking that it was going to sell all the way back down to previous lows. I was getting ready to short down to 181.50. Trade didn't go according to plan. It quickly reversed on me and then began to recover. I ended up reducing my position size as it went back to previous highs. And again, I reduced my position size and covered and closed my short, giving back everything that I made and then some. So I went from an $8,000 in the green to $8,000 in the red. And the biggest issue when it comes down to that is that with my earlier trades of what put me in the green was I announced it to my LPP team within our trade idea. So this is like where I keep them up to date after our live trading session. And the thing that I shared with them was that the trade that I originally had on Tesla, I began to reduce my position size, my short position, because it was no longer making or showing signs of progress on the downside. So I was looking out for myself. No signs of progress on the downside, then there's no reason for me to open that short. So although I started off strong and I was up about 8,000 because of that consolidation, I ended up closing it around $5,000 in the green. That's great. But then again, when I re-entered that trade, and this time I went heavier, and that is where the mistake was made. But again, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because this happens quite often, where you begin to get aggressive, if anything, towards the later part of the day, thinking that what you've done in the past has to come into exact play in the future. And that's definitely not the case. We saw it very quickly where I went in with nearly double of what my position size was from earlier this morning when my trade was going according to plan, and I went in double, and then now my trade went south. And this is the thing, it's I need to make sure that my position size management is A1, and that if direction begins to change, as it can, right, that's part of trading, as direction begins to change, then I shouldn't be afraid to quickly either lock in profits or reduce my position size, bringing down my exposure, bringing down my position size to make sure that I can tolerate that overall potential reversal. And I just didn't handle it right. There's no other way to put it. So like yesterday, I did a really good job dancing with the market is what we called it. If you guys saw yesterday, I shorted Meta. Almost every trade I was taking, I can't say it was perfect, but I did a really good job shorting Meta yesterday. I would lock in profits early. When I would get in, I would, average into that position really early and just worked really well. Today, I felt not as in sync with the market. And towards the later hours of the market close, I felt quite the opposite, where I felt like I was stepping on the market's toes as if we were dancing. And this happens. Sometimes you have your on days, sometimes you have your off days. And the thing that I shared with my LPP team today is that some days are base hits, some days are home runs. I need to make sure that I don't force anything. Where I wasn't very happy because of the day that I had yesterday, when I was up $5,000, I wasn't very happy with those $5,000 because I got greedy. Because at one point today, when my Tesla short was going according to plan, I was up over $10,000, but I didn't lock in profits quick enough. So I had that number instilled in my head, and that's the number that I was chasing. And because I was chasing that number, again, it put me in a position where I then became and got more aggressive with my short position to try to get and achieve that same dollar amount. Again, forcing an opportunity to happen that isn't actually presenting itself. So instead of being a few $1,000s in the green, now I'm a few $1,000s in the red, and it's a very simple mistake. And these simple mistakes cost you a lot more money when you trade with a lot more money, and this is why we talk about practicing now. You should be encouraged. You shouldn't be embarrassed about it. If you trade with $1,000, $500, great. You're learning how to trade. You should be encouraged to not be afraid to fail. Failing in this market means you potentially, make mistakes, and those mistakes cost you money. Fail fast, fail forward, fail early, and especially size down. This is where paper trading and trading with a small dollar amount can be very useful, so those mistakes that you make don't cost you a ton of money. Other than that, again, it's just the red day. If one red day does not define you as an overall trader, but it's how you handle those losses and come back the next day even stronger. So very excited to see what we make out of tomorrow. I hope to see you in tomorrow's live trading session. Just wanted to make sure that, again, not only I talk about my great green days like I talked about it yesterday, but also that I highlight my red days and what I could have done better. So I hope that this video comes in good faith for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out either down in the comments section or send me a direct message via Discord if you want to keep it private. So appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Hope to see you for tomorrow's live. Second link in the description down below. And I'll see you at market open for our live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.